And welcome to the PhD podcast. It's your boy Teddy, and today we're going to be doing the March Madness bracket. And to my left, I got a special guest.
It's Johnny Pro. Thanks so much for having me.
Man, much love. Anytime. You're more than welcome to come on. And like I said, we're going to be talking about NCAA March Madness for 2023. This is the time of year where people get the brackets out, start filling in winners or losers.
Trying to get that perfect bracket.
Yeah, that Warren Buffett Billy. If you could prove that, you know.
It's madness season, that's for sure.
Exactly. And I'll be filling out a bracket on the show as
Live.
well. So you could
Exciting.
fade or ride. Either way, it's all good.
One or the other. That's right. Let's start it.
Yeah, so before I fill the bracket out, we're going to talk about what makes this tournament literally madness in March, with some of the greatest moments that we ever seen in all types of a basketball at any professional level, even if it's college, it's amateur. So for me, I'm going to go with my favorite moment to start right off the bat is the greatest basketball game I ever seen, and it was Villanova versus North Carolina. I'm trying to remember the year right now.
Was it 2018? Was it the Jenkins buzzer beater or?
Yeah, it was the Jenkins
I
buzzer
think it was
beater.
2018. Was it 18? Am I right?
16.
Oh, 16. My bad. Sorry.
It was 16. What makes that game so crazy is Marcus Page on Carolina hit a double pump fade three to tie the game, and then Chris Jenkins hit it like, what was it, like a Steph Curry three to win the game?
Yeah, something magical.
Yeah, like it was like one clutch shot after another clutch shot, but to end it. For me, that's the greatest college, maybe even any basketball game I've ever seen.
Yeah, especially Jenkins with that three there. I mean, for me, I would say like, well, even like not even like best moment, but something just stands out like in history, like historic. It's got Chris Webber's timeout.
Oh.
Yeah, that would never fade away. Fab Five, that's just like always iconic. And also Christian as well, Leitner's. Remember his, was it 1992 when the game-winning three? Was it 92? I believe so. That also stands out to me as well. I believe so. Let's check out the stats right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so. Is it 92, 93? I believe one or the other.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
91.
Oh, okay, 91. A couple of years off this time. And also, I'm going to say as well, like, well, just as the meme parts, like, remember Adam Morrison? Just how they choked? Favorites and they choked. That's just horrible.
But the Chris Webber one, he double dribbled before the timeout.
That's
so
even
he got
worse.
away with
Yeah.
one, but you can't.
And they're right there too. And that goes down just like in, people will just keep bringing it up regardless.
Yeah, I
Like-
mean, he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, hands down.
potential Hall of Famer. He had a great NBA career, but they still
Bring
say
that up
that's
all the
his
time.
moment.
Yeah. With the Kings, like, just Weber with the Kings was dangerous.
I remember.
Yeah. I don't know, Hall of Fame career for sure, but that's always going to come up.
And then another moment for me was the COVID tourney, the COVID bubble. Was it a bubble?
Let's call it bubble.
We'll call it a bubble. Was when Gonzaga played UCLA in the Final Four, and the game went to overtime, and Jalen Suggs hit a half-court game winner to keep Gonzaga's undefeated streak going into the final game.
Said a prayer.
that was their 31st win. They were one win away to the perfect season.
Hail Mary, just wham.
Yeah, he banked it, and then he jumped on the score table. I mean, that was a good game as well. Like, I have Villanova and Carolina at 1, and then UCLA and Gonzaga at 2. And then the third game for me was 08 Kansas against Memphis. Yeah, Derrick Rose's Memphis team. With Derrick Rose missing the free throw, Mario Chalmers hitting the tying three to force overtime.
Splash.
I think that was the game that got Chalmers drafted.
Yeah, for sure. I think so, hands down, for sure.
Like, nobody knew who he was. I don't
No,
care who
let's be
you
real.
were, even if you were in Kansas. Like,
Even his NBA career as well, like even when with Miami and stuff, like he was always, well, he's still there, but always in the back cast of like, you know, the Bosch, Wade,
Yeah.
LeBron. He was always, yeah. But that game, 100% got his career off to a going for sure.
yeah, yeah, definitely. And they want, yeah, if he doesn't make that, they don't win that game. And to go to some of the craziest upsets we ever heard, for me, I'd have to start with the one and only Virginia 2018 1 seed. The only time this has happened, losing to a 16th seed, UMBC.
And check out the score line there.
Yeah, they got 20.
Wow. They got smashed there by 20.
To Virginia's credit, they ended up winning it all the next year, so it was a redemption tourney.
Exactly.
But at that time, it was like the saddest thing in the world. And then the second upset for me all time was number 2 Duke going up against Leahy. So that was the game where it was Austin Rivers, the next phenom coming out, had a lot of hype going up against Leahy. And there was one guy on Leahy. He goes by CJ McCollum.
Jeez.
Just introduced himself to the world, and the rest is history, is what they say.
Was he ever an all-star with Portland?
No. He got paid like one.
Yeah, exactly, for sure.
Yeah.
Dame Dollar. That duo was quite unique to watch.
Yeah, I know. They were like the backcourt smaller version of Steph and Clay.
Yeah, I love watching them.
And to go to some memorable moments from players that performed high in this tourney, we got to start with 08 Davidson. 08 Davidson with Steph Curry. I don't know if if y'all remember that, but Steph Curry's magical run to the Sweet 16?
Was it Sweet 16?
Or was it Elite 8? Let me take a look at this.
He had a good run, though.
Yeah, I mean,
stand up by his team. He had a good run for sure. We gotta check this out here. It says Curry 30 in the second half. Well, he had 30 in the second half.
Yeah.
Wow, he snapped on that. Wow, it was an 82 to a 76 win. It says here.
Yeah, they made it to the Elite 8. So his first game against Gonzaga, they were down at half by double digits. He ended up with 40 to start his tourney. He ended up with a 40 ball. Second game, they were down again by double digits. And then he ended up with 30 against Georgetown. And they win that game.
That just shows you right there the best shooting in the game.
And then the Sweet 16 game was against Wisconsin, the Badgers.
3rd seed.
Yeah, they were tied at halftime. They ended up winning the game. He had 33, and then there was an NBA talent sitting courtside at Detroit that gave him a standing ovation. And he goes by the name of...
Right there, LeBron James?
Yeah.
LeBron James.
And they get to meet each other often and have their own couple battles in the professional level.
The next couple years, they met each other all right. But no, Steph Curry, to me, I think hands down is, it's obvious, the best shooter to ever play the game.
Yeah, but this tournament was
that was like his breakout. His birth. Yeah, like his birth into it.
Introduced him to mainstream America.
But not that many people talk about Curry back then, in the NCAA as much. Obviously, because just the Golden State Warriors just take over that whole clout for sure.
Yeah, but that was the game that got NBA talent scouts on their list.
Oh, on the level, just on the watch out for sure.
And then another person for me that broke out in this tournament a couple years ago, not too long ago, was John Morant.
Let's talk about it.
John Morant. His first game in the tournament, it was actually the opening day game against Marquette. He ended up with a triple-double. He ended up with 17, 16 rebounds, 11 assists. I mean, the only person I could think of within 10 years to get a triple-double in the tourney was Draymond Green out of Michigan State. But, yeah, we don't talk about him. Yeah, I mean, John Morant, that was amazing. He only did it on 9 shots. To get 17 points on 9 shots is impressive. And to make it crazier, Marquette had Marcus Howard, who had 26. No one talks about that. We talk about what John Morant did that game. Triple-double.
And there's even a lot more to talk about John Morant right now. We all know where this is heading to, okay?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I would just say personally, well, to me, I was saying before we start, he's hands down top 5 MVP. I say as of right now. Besides all this other outside stuff going on, he's, one of the best. But, I don't know, it's one of those things, it's just, we're living in a world where it's all, about social media, type of stuff. So it's anything that he's going to do, because he is on the radar, everybody's watching him. So anything that he does will be just out there. So I don't know. I seen Shannon Sharp the other day. I was listening to something he said. He's you're not a gangster. He's your PR and your management got to calm you down. He's in other words, it's hard to say, because the youth and people look up to him, even the youth and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
And now they're gonna as a public figure, and now they're gonna see all this going on and stuff. I personally think that, I don't know whoever's PR is or his management, whatever it is, sure, he's young, he wants to go out, have fun, but you got to remember, at the end of the day, he's in the spotlight. It's John Morant. So anything that he does, anything will be out there. So they got to probably tighten that up, but I don't know whatever his future holds, but I still think, to me, he's hands down one of the best to play the game. So I don't know. What is your take on all this John Morant?
I mean, I wanted him in the dunk contest like a couple months back. I mean, like, for him to do this is like, 360 going backwards. Like, What are you doing? Do you know how many people would kill to be in this position? I mean, he's probably heard it all now. But there's one thing to look at. It's the mental stress. Like, when you going out, you drinking, you partying, you living, like, the party life.
Lavish,
I mean, it can get to your head. Like, there's a clip where he's on IG Live talking about, I don't even go to the mall no more. Like, that said it all for me. I was like,
humble himself.
I was like, oh, you're on another level now. All right, cool. But hopefully he gets all the help he needs. I don't think they should rush him back. I mean, if David Stern was the commissioner today, he'd probably get 50 games easily.
Oh, for sure.
Like the Gilbert Arenas treatment is what I would say.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And Gilbert even speaking on this, too. He has good takes on this as well.
I mean, he's the only person I could think of that could relate
to the top, yeah.
That could relate to this
but
situation.
He was all-star as well on his level, Gilbert. But, I mean, this is like John Morant. This is like something different. But, like, everybody goes on Instagram Live. Everybody goes live and stuff. But I just think, like, don't show stuff. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Don't be extra. And he's being extra with his, I guess, his boys. Sure it is, because he's, like, you know, partying, having fun, young guy. But I just think he has to, like, calm it down a little bit. Because it is social media. One little thing you do, it's all over the world.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they don't rush him. If he's got to sit out the year, I understand. I mean, it's all about him getting his mental stability back together. I mean, I would, if it was up to me, I was team president, I would sacrifice this year as a wash and pray for the future. I mean, you don't want to risk it all 1 year. He does something dumb in the off season, and that's it. It's a wrap.
How are the Grizzlies doing this year? I think they're okay.
They're top 4 in the West.
So they're still making playoffs if they could hold off. So let's see what happens.
I mean, last year they had a good record without him. He sat out like 20 games and they won at least 16.
Interesting.
Yeah.
See how that plans out. Right,
and
let's get right back into March Madness. Oh, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, one more thing. Speaking of guns, before I do this bracket, I got to talk about the obvious when it comes to college basketball. Brandon Miller. Yeah, I mean, with Alabama right now, that's going crazy as well. They got one player, Darius Miles, kicked off the team for murder indictment, shooting a 23 or 22-year-old little woman. And apparently Brandon Miller was there as well as a witness. Depending on the investigation, he could be charged as an accomplice for providing the gun. These are just reports. None of this is as official. Innocent until proved guilty to all parties. But this just goes back to, like, being responsible when you're in the public eye.
Oh, for sure.
I mean,
it's like you're up and coming. Like, these guys could be potential stars, and, like, you know, they have their whole life ready lined up. And one little stupid incident.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. You know, it's like,
I mean, for Brandon Miller, he's the 3rd projected overall pick. And then your
first, he has this drama going on, basically.
Yeah, and then your first game back, you do the pat me down in the intro lineup. Like, it's cute and all, but like, and then the crowd was chanting, "Lock 'em up" in South Carolina.
Wow.
Yeah, but he gave them 41.
So
he dropped 41 on them.
Lock that down.
Yeah, they were chanting "Lock 'em up" in South Carolina. It was overtime game.
Guess what? They couldn't lock him down when he got 41 points.
I mean, I would lock him up too if they dropped 41 on me.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if it's a generational, but anything in general. I don't know. These superstar players just run into stupid things and do stupid stuff.
And then one last thing before I do my bracket, I got to talk about Jim Boeheim for Syracuse. He coached them for 47 years, and he finally retired. So
you said 47?
Yeah, he coached them for 47 years since.
Why didn't he go for 50?
He's 78.
So that's good. Wow, what a career though! 47 years. Wow.
Yeah. He has one NCAA title in 03 with Carmelo. Carmelo was the leader.
Yeah. Wow, 03. Wow, we're getting old. Wow.
Yeah, and the one thing that I remember him doing was in 2016. Syracuse was a double-digit seed. I don't know if they were 10, 11, or 12, but they ended up going to the Final Four.
Wow.
So it's the last time a double-digit seed went to the Final Four.
Wow.
Was with Jim Boeheim.
Impressive.
Yeah, great career. Got one of those things.
With one of the best players that were in the draft class 2003, like obviously LeBron, all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. I mean, some people at the time were saying Melo over LeBron.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's true.
I also heard Darko.
He didn't go to university, right? He also didn't go. LeBron didn't go. St. Mary's, he just went straight to the NBA.
Yeah, there's a reason why.
Yeah, obviously, he's superstar. One of the GOATs. We go back and forth on this debate all day.
All right, so now the moment y'all
bracket
been
time.
waiting for, it's the bracket time.
Showtime.
So I'm going to start right now. Alabama against Missouri State or TMUCC. I'm going to go with Alabama
Yeah,
here.
I'll go Alabama with that, too.
Maryland and West Virginia. I'm going to go with Maryland Big Ten school.
I'll go West Virginia.
All right. San Diego State against Call of Charleston. I don't know them. Don't be mad at me. I'm just going with the Aztecs on this one. Virginia against Furman.
Virginia.
Yes. I don't know Furman as well. Creighton against North Carolina State. Creighton playing the Big East. They're the Blue Jays. North Carolina State, ACC school. Even though they're ranked 11th, I'm going to go with the upset on that one.
State?
Yeah, I'm going with NC State.
I take that, too.
Baylor against UC Santa Barbara.
Baylor, I'll go Baylor.
Yeah, I don't see an upset yet, people. I don't see an upset yet. Missouri against Utah State. I'm going to go with Missouri on this one. And Arizona against Princeton. If this was an IQ debate thing, I go Princeton.
We're going Arizona for now.
If I wanted a lawyer, an accountant, I go Princeton. But today, I'm going with Arizona.
Smart pick.
And then Purdue against Texas S or FDU. I'm going with the 1 seed again.
Yeah, of course.
And Memphis against Florida Atlantic. Memphis actually won their conference tourney this year, beating Houston, who I think is a 1 seed. And they're actually coached by the foamposite god himself, Penny Hardaway.
Oh, gee.
Yeah. So I'm going with Memphis on this one. Duke against Oral Roberts.
I'm going Duke.
Yeah.
Just because Duke.
Just because it's Duke. You know what? Duke is on a 9-game winning streak.
So you never know.
Into this game. I'm going with the upset right here. Oral Roberts. Yes. You heard. This is the first one. I'm going with Oral Roberts right off the bat. And Tennessee against UL Lafayette. I'm going with the Volunteers, Tennessee. Kentucky against Providence. Kentucky's up and down, not consistent.
Over the years, it's always been like that, up and down, roller coaster.
I'm going to go with Kentucky.
I'd go with them, too, for that.
Kansas State against Montana State. I'm going to go with Kansas State.
Yep.
Michigan State against USC. USC made it to Final Four last year, but I'm going to go with Michigan State.
I'll go USC.
And then Marquette against Vermont. I'm going to go with Marquette.
Marquette, yeah, that's smart.
Houston against Northern Kentucky. Yeah.
I think aren't Houston one of the favorites?
Yes, that's actually the school that lost in their conference finals to Memphis.
Oh, wow.
They lost to Penny Hardaway.
I picked Houston on there.
They were a 6-point favorite, and they lost the game. They were down by 19.5. They ended up losing by like 11.
Penny, I wonder what kind of Penny foam posits he's coming out with.
They got to give him galaxies.
Yeah, for sure.
Iowa against Auburn. You know what?
Iowa?
You know what? I'm going to go with Auburn.
Auburn.
Just to see if Charles Barkley's happy after that one.
Charles,
only reason why.
Sir Charles.
Miami against Drake. I'm going to go with Miami on this one. Indiana against Kent State. I'm going Indiana. Iowa against Mississippi State or Pittsburgh. You know what? I'm going to go with the winner of the play-in game on that one. So Mississippi State or Pittsburgh will beat Iowa State. Xavier against, I don't even know how to say that. Do you know how to, Kennesaw State?
Kennesaw State, yep.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Xavier because I can't pronounce your name. Texas A&M against Penn State. You know what? Give me Penn State, a Big Ten school.
Penn State for sure.
And then Texas against Colgate. Colgate, you might have to brush your teeth after this one.
Texas, it is.
Yeah. And then Kansas against Howard. Kansas so no one seed is losing, just to be clear.
No.
Arkansas against Illinois. Give me Arkansas. St. Mary's against Virginia Commonwealth. Give me VAC. That's a 12 seed upsetting a 5th. And then UConn against Iona. Give me the Huskies.
Yeah, Huskies for sure.
TCU against Arizona State or Nevada. I'm going with the winner of that game, which I think will be Arizona State. They're hot going in right now. And then Gonzaga against Grand Canyon. I'm going with Gonzaga.
For sure.
Northwestern against Boise. Give me Northwestern. And UCLA against UNC Asheville.
UCLA.
Yeah, I don't even know how to say their name. All right, round 2 right now.
There we go, round 2.
All right, so I'm gonna go with Alabama on this one against Maryland.
Alabama.
I'm gonna go Virginia over San Diego State.
Yeah, I picked them too.
I'm gonna go Baylor over NC State. I'm gonna go Arizona over Missouri. All right. Now I got Memphis beating Purdue. So that's an 8 over a 1. So Purdue, in my opinion, will be the first 1 seed out the door.
You think so? Memphis got it? Okay.
They're hot right now. I'm gonna ride with them. And then Oral Roberts, if they do pull the upset going up against Tennessee, I think that's where the ride stops. I'm gonna go with Tennessee on that one. Kentucky against Kansas State. Sorry, Coach Cal. I'm going with Kansas State.
Yeah.
And then Michigan State against Marquette. I'm going to go with Marquette.
Yeah.
Houston against Auburn. The Chuckster lives on. We're going with Auburn. That's another 1 seed out the door in the second round.
Houston's favorites too, eh?
Pardon me?
Aren't Houston favorites?
Yeah, they're the 1 seed. They're favored.
Wow. You're going upsets.
I'm going with Auburn right now. Miami gets Indiana. Indiana, they're up and down. They're coached by Roy Woodson. Used to coach the Knicks. I'm going to go with them. Big Ten school. Very inconsistent, though. Xavier gets Pittsburgh or Mississippi State. I'm going to go with Xavier. And then Penn State against Texas. Give me the Longhorns.
Yeah.
Kansas against Arkansas.
Kansas.
Nah. I'm going with another upset. You're going to have 3 1 seeds out the door.
Here we
I'm going
go.
with
Here
Arkansas
we go.
right now. Whether Bill Self, their coach, comes or not, Kansas is out. There's no repeat. They're not going back-to-back. VCU against UConn. Give me the Huskies. Arizona State against Gonzaga. I got Gonzaga.
Gonzaga, yep.
Northwestern against UCLA.
UCLA.
I got UCLA as
Here we
well.
go.
So now we're in the Sweet 16.
Okay, here we go.
Alabama against Virginia. You know what? Brandon Miller doesn't get charged yet. Going with Alabama.
Alabama it is.
Baylor against Arizona. Going with Arizona.
Arizona, yeah.
Memphis against Tennessee. So this is a state rivalry game right here. Last time they played, the coaches almost got into a fight.
You're causing fights right now.
No, they actually did almost get into a fight. I forget the coach's name. Something Barnes and Penny. They almost went at it.
Yeah.
So, sorry, Penny. Not enough foams in this game. Maybe they might be playing with foams, which is why they lose. I'm going to go with Tennessee on this one. I think the old coach
out.
gets the young buck. Yeah, I think Penny's out in the Sweet 16. Tennessee lives on. Kansas State against Marquette. I'm going Marquette.
Marquette, yeah.
Auburn against Indiana. You know what? Sorry, Charles. All good things come to an end. Going with Indiana.
Join the train with Penny.
The no rings train. Xavier against Texas. Texas lives on to fight another day. Arkansas against UConn. I'm going to go with the Razorbacks on this one. They're going to be the Cinderella team that gets to the Elite 8. And then a rematch of the Final Four in 2020. Gonzaga against UCLA. Give me the Zags. I'm going with the Zags on this one. So
I'd
the
go with
Elite
UCLA
8,
for that.
So the Elite 8 right now, I got Alabama, Arizona. Sorry, in Tuscaloosa. Arizona beats Alabama. So no 1 seed gets to the Final Four. Tennessee gets Marquette.
You got some Cinderella stuff going on here.
Give me the Volunteers to get to the Final Four. Yeah, I'm going all over the place right here. This is what makes this bracket so
exciting,
crazy. Yeah, because you can do anything you want.
Exactly.
And you just let it roll.
You
let it
dream
roll.
on.
Indiana gets Texas. This
Texas.
is a hard one right here, but I think Indiana's runs over. Give me the Longhorns,
right.
Texas, and then Arkansas against Gonzaga. Yeah, the Cinderella story's over.
It's over.
The Zags get to the Final Four.
No Disney World for them.
So Arizona against Tennessee. I got Tennessee beating Arizona. Texas against Gonzaga. I'm going with Gonzaga. The final game, Texas against Gonzaga. The Zags are going to finally win it in their program history. And
That's
that's
you have it right there.
my
That's you have
bracket right there. And the reason why I'm going with the Zags is plain and simple. I know they're choke artists in the past, but this team right here, they're not one and done players like most schools that recruit like top recruits. They're not going with the one and done. They're going with the team that they have for a couple years. Seniors, juniors, sophomores. Their leader, Drew Timme, he's been there since that Jalen Suggs undefeated team that lost in the final game. They were 31-1.
So he's gonna come up this tournament.
Yeah, I know they play in a weaker conference, but Drew Timme he's averaging 20-7, so he's the 15th scorer in college now.
And take that in right there, 62%, almost 63, let's say.
Yeah, he's
Wow.
top 10 in field goals.
Wow.
Yeah, and he's NBA ready. I mean, he could have went the year they lost to who would they lose to again? Baylor. When they lost to Baylor, he could have went to the draft. He
But no,
stayed,
he's ready.
worked on his craft. I think it's the Zags' time, and they're flying under the radar. So I like the position they're in. They're third seed, so they don't have to go up against as much competition until they get to the Sweet 16. And one more thing, the only person I've seen take the Zags is Clark Kellogg. So shout out to Clark Kellogg. I'm riding with you. Zags, let's go.
I think I got Gonzaga as well, favorites. I also picked. I will pick 5. So let's say my underdog team I have is Duke. I'm just saying with Duke, just for the hell of it. And then obviously I got Gonzaga. I say Houston. You never know. Kansas with Jalen White, stand out.
Yeah.
You never know. And then I got Houston as well. So, but I'm going to go with Gonzaga as well. Exactly what you had, I'll agree with that. But my underdog team for this tournament, I'm going to go with Duke for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's the beautiful thing about this. He has Duke as his underdog team. I have Duke losing in the first game. So one of us is going to be right.
Yeah, so what's
by
right
the end
regardless.
of this weekend.
Exactly.
That's the beautiful thing about March Madness. All right, so you could take my bracket or fade my bracket. Either way,
It's
all
done.
love.
It's settled. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, and that concludes the March Madness episode. See you next time. Peace and love.
Peace.